Hey everybody, and thanks so much for clicking on this video, but before we begin I'd love to thank the sponsors for today's episode, App Hunter, which is an app on iOS and Android, links in the description below for easiest access, where you can get rewards like Amazon gift cards, Steam Cash, Xbox, PSN, Netflix, iTunes, points, tons more, by downloading and playing the latest games and using them as much as you want until you get the rewards you desire. It's really that easy. And don't forget to use my invite code Caddicarus for extra bonuses. It's very important. The more you use App Hunter and the more time you spend with particular games, the greater the rewards are, so I recommend you check it every single day, and the quicker it'd be for you to put some money towards some of the fantastic looking releases coming out this year, like Kingdom Hearts 3 or something. You know, if it comes out at all. And it's even more important that you remember to go to the links in the description below. Everything's important today. Thanks again to App Hunter, and please enjoy the video.
Jack and Jill.
Daddy, Caddy!
And don't talk to me like that again! Yeah?
I'm dreaming about nursery rhymes. That isn't a good thing, is it?
Don't be a cock. Of course it is. Nursery rhymes are the best thing that's ever happened to this beautiful planet Earth we live on, and I dream about them every single night. I will shoot your mum in the face!
Okay, dreaming about nursery rhymes is definitely not a good thing.
I really need to get this shit out of my head and move on to something else. Well, you know what that means then, don't you? Oh yeah. The nursery rhyme VHSs are back.
Greetings and salutations, my beautiful people, and welcome to the Caddicarus show, where I always have to do the dirty deed of deciding whether or not things deserve to be slaughtered or salvaged. And what are we doing today? Nursery rhymes! One of the parts of human history I simultaneously love and really don't understand, with how they got away with singing about prostitutes and the plague on the playground. Who remembers the first nursery rhyme VHS I looked at a while ago? I mean, okay, it wasn't the highest viewed video series I've ever done on this channel, and this video won't make as much sense if you haven't watched that one yet, so go and do it, please. But everyone seemed to really enjoy me ripping into the childlike innocence on display. And I'm even more surprised that when I talk to people online or in person, they also seem to remember that very same nursery rhyme VHS, and they couldn't believe that I decided to dig out something so obscure. So now I'm gonna do it again. I'm not joking. I'm drowning in these things. I've got so many fucking direct-to-video, DVD, nursery rhyme videos and shit that it's coming out my ass. Wow, I've been dying to do this video for ages now. The last time I dived into the world of obscure British direct-to-VHS nursery rhyme cassettes, God, even saying that makes me sound like a fucking serial killer, I took a look at the classic nursery rhymes collection by Longman Video, an entirely timeless and joyous watch, but mostly at the expense of the really low budget and the fact that it was cheesier than Papa John's fingers. I make fun of it, yeah, but I still very much love it, and it is a huge part of my childhood. But that wasn't the only nursery rhyme VHS that my nan had in her collection whenever me and my sister went over. There was also this one. I think I had a condition. I couldn't stop watching nursery rhyme videos. Is there an illness for that? No? Well, that's good, because it means I'm not going to die, which means I can keep talking about these. Don't worry though, I'm not insane. There is a very important reason I wanted to talk about this one today. If you watch the classic nursery rhymes collection, despite it having the same budget as a used condom, you can see the huge level of blood, sweat and tears that were poured into making it. Special effects, puppetry, an amazing multi-genre original score with some of the UK's best folk musicians. It has it all, and that's why I love it so much even today. But this one doesn't even fucking care. Even the title of it is shit. Classic Nursery Rhymes. That's it, that's what it's called. I know the Classic Nursery Rhymes collection isn't that much better, but at least it implies this is a collection of classic things that you'll want to keep to yourself. Here it's almost like this one just took away collection and the because they thought that title just wasn't boring enough. Also, here's some wrinkly old man ass. Have a nice day, cunt. And once you begin, it unfortunately doesn't fare much better. I still love watching this DVD, don't get me wrong, but I love it for different reasons above the other one. This is just so lazy and shit in comparison to the other one that it leaves me stunned the more I watch it. I mean, even the fucking introduction to the tape is terrible. It's just a scrolling collection of screenshots, and to accompany it, they just picked up the nearest plastic keyboard and played the first preset song on it. Are you enjoying this yet?
I hope so, because it lasts another 4 hours.
And if you weren't as stunned as I was re-watching that for the first time in years, then you will be stunned when you see our host for today.
Hello, I'm Darren Daye.
Oh, there he is! That, ladies and gentlemen, is UK national treasure Darren Daye. Don't know who he is? Lucky you. This is him in 1991, chilling out with a cow and wearing a bootleg unofficial Olympic shirt with the wrong colours and the rings the wrong way up. And he will be the only, I repeat, only voice you hear in this whole tape. Yes, no other singers and no actual instruments either, as you'll hear from the first song, Humpty Dumpty.
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall.
Yep, hear that shitty plastic keyboard backing track? That's in the whole short film. No original folk renditions or actual acoustic instruments, this. And in the other Nursery Rhyme VHS, Humpty may have looked like, yeah, that, but at least he didn't just fall off the wall like a deflated balloon. There's a dead egg. On to the next track.
Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow.
But that lamb's fucking green. And, well, can you see the immediate next issue with this Nursery Rhyme VHS? I don't think it's too hard to notice. If you think there'll be any actual imaginative ideas, animations, puppetry, green screen, or anything compared to the other one, nope. Every single track of this VHS has a few dedicated paintings from a handful of artists, and that's it. I wouldn't mind too much, but look at Mary's face.
It made the children laugh and play to see a lamb at school.
They are definitely not laughing. That looks like they're swallowing the soul of Mary.
Hang up the teacher's piss!
Why Mary loves the lamb, you know. The teacher did reply.
She replied with what?
Why Mary loves the lamb, you know.
How did she say it?
Mary loves the lamb, you know.
You're trying to tell me that voice came out of that lady?
Loves the lamb, you know.
And yes, there's a few artists on show in this video that aren't too awful, all things considered. Some actually have a really unique style, but if this is how we begin the movie off with some of the messiest art I've ever fucking seen, then you need to try very hard to impress me later on, obscure unknown UK Nursery Rhyme director VHS movie. Okay, it's alright, it's not terrible. Ride a cock horse, everyone knows this one. I just missed the fucking stop motion animation from the last video I looked at.
Okay, I really need to stop comparing this to the other one. It's just never going to match up to it. If it has done this enough times by this point, then that just means every single rhyme is going to have a stupid fucking still image instead of anything creative, imaginative, funny, or anything like that. So I just need to stop complaining. But have you ever taken away the word horse from the title of that last nursery rhyme? Ride a cock.
Ring a roses, a pocket full of posies, a tissue. We all died from the plague. Simple Simon is next. Yep, very simple indeed. Except for that funky ass keyboard solo.
Simple Simon.
Darren, you fucked it!
I also didn't realise that Simple Simon kept going on after verse 1. What's all this about catching a whale in his mother's pail or pricking his fingers on a thistle that made him whistle? Didn't he just try to get a pie but had no money and couldn't? What's all this pointless fluff? Oh, speaking of fluff. Black sheep, have you smoked a joint? That sheep is high as fuck right now. Whatever he's having, I'll take 20. Whoa, what? Okay, wait, what? We've been watching this for like 3 minutes and we already have an interval with the same shitty keyboard backing track from the very beginning of the video.
God, what have I got myself into? You know, I should feel nostalgic watching this back, but I just don't. I must have watched this as often as the other Nursery Rhyme video just because it was shorter than the other one. It was easier to pop in and watch, so why I don't feel any kind of childhood memories flooding back or anything. I just fucking hate this. This is terrible.
Dance to Your Daddy is ridiculously brief and doesn't do anything interesting, and then, this follows on to the only rhyme I remember from this entire video because of how it traumatized me when I was a very young child. Who killed Cock Robin? Good question, but what a needlessly dark, depressing, and outright nasty rhyme to just throw onto an innocent child watching Darren Daye singing. In fact, it's so serious he even stops singing here. No joke. Listen to the music, it's like he's giving a fucking eulogy.
Who killed Cock Robin? I, said the sparrow. With my bow and arrow, I killed Cock Robin. Who saw him die? I, said the fly. With my little eye, I saw him die. Who caught his blood? I, said the fish. With my little dish, I caught his blood.
This entire segment of the video stuck with me for years. It's long, the artwork is really good, but Christ if it's a little bit threatening in places. The music is never this somber for the rest of the film, and all I'm left wondering is why the fuck the sparrow shot the poor bastard in the first place. Why is everyone trying to figure out the funeral arrangements when the murderer is sitting right there smugly showing off how great he is at killing robins? Let's add a bit to the rhyme, shall we? Who'll arrest the culprit? I, said the moose. I'll wrap him in a noose. We support the death penalty. And you want to follow that up with hey diddle diddle? You can't do that! You can't just ignore everything that happened 15 seconds ago and act like this is a family-friendly fun time for everyone in the family.
In fact, why am I even calling this a movie? Nothing ever fucking moves in it. It's all just a load of still images, so I'm not going to call it a movie anymore. From this point on, I'm going to call it a stilly. Yeah, it's a stilly. It's a stilly.
The next rhyme I've never actually heard of before. I saw a ship a-sailing, except it talks about mice on the decks and a captain duck with a pack on his back. I really can't add anything to this because I just don't know it. But I will ask whose idea it was to record Darren Daye farting in the bath and use it as a backing track.
I saw a ship a-sailing on the sea.
Next up is Dr. Foster Went to Gloucester, except with a backing track that sounds straight out of fucking Parasite Eve.
Dr. Foster went to Gloucester in a shower of rain.
I'm not a fan of some of the darker turns this stilly is taking. Some of these rhymes are really fucking ominous and I don't like it.
He stepped in a puddle, right up to his middle.
Doctor, that isn't a puddle. That's a bloody lake. There's ducks in it. Get some new glasses and fuck off. I don't want you operating on me ever. This Little Piggy Went to Market, another classic, except the tape decides to take another dark turn and uses a backing track I swear to God I heard in Amnesia, a machine for pigs.
This little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed at home.
I seriously don't like some of the music choices here, and the way Darren narrates over them, they're needlessly freaky. And I think the unmoving images just makes it all the more unsettling. I just keep waiting for something to jump out at me, or one of the pictures to start sliding towards the camera. Something needs to happen. Come on, the suspense is killing me! Plus, the end of this rhyme is that the last pig cries wee 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 because he can't find his way home, but he's already at home, so I don't think the artist got the memo.
And this little piggy cried, wee 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 wee, I can't find my way home.
Okay, I don't know why, but that really cracks me up, the way he ends that nursery rhyme. It's like he forgot what the words were and just made up something at the last minute and pulled something out of his ass. Wee 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 wee! I don't know what freaking doing. What? Why aren't you playing? Go! Oh.
Yep, another interval already, just in case you need a break from the 4 minutes we just watched. Okay, then on we go to Wee Willie Winky, not much to say here, and then...
Good fucking Johnny! What is that thing?
Is that supposed to be a cat? Someone needs to get a refund from the taxidermist.
Pussycat, where have you been?
I went to London to look at the Queen and found a huge gross mouse picking its nose with a disgusting belly button sitting underneath a chair made of hemorrhoids. Is that how the rhyme goes? Also, give a raise to whoever thought it was a good idea to put Wee Willie Winky right before a pussy. Why the hell did you do that? Oranges and Lemons is next, okay? That's fine enough, I guess, but I'm more interested in how Darren sings the ending bit about kids having their heads cut off.
Here comes a chopper to chop off your head.
Oh, don't worry, kids, he made it sound like the most charming thing in the world, the sick bastard. Alright, the next track is Old King Cole, and on the original Nursery Rhyme VHS I talked about, this bit went on for a while because the song itself goes on for a while. Old King Cole calls for his fiddlers, drummers, trumpeters, etc. So you'd think, if they were gonna add a load of random bullshit to Simple Simon earlier, it would make a load of sense if they actually did the full version of this track. But they don't. This lasts for around 10 seconds, all the King's servants look like they belong on the Muppet Show, and then we move on to the one and only... There was a crooked man. Remember how disturbing and creepy the original Nursery Rhyme VHS was with this rhyme? Well, I hope you do, because Darren Daye forgets the connotations of an arthritic old man living on his own stealing change and instead puts the most soul into his singing than in any other point of this stilly.
There was a crooked man, and he walked a crooked mile. He found a crooked sixpence against a crooked style.
I also really do think someone should take this cat to the vet and lock this abusive old bastard up and make sure that the cat actually caught a mouse, because that just looks like he ripped off someone's scrotum to me.
Hot cross buns.
1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross anuses. Yes, we have another lovely painting by whoever this artist was from Mary Had a Little Lamb, and half the shit here just does not look right. This looks like the start of a fucking bush tucker trial on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. We have kangaroo anuses, koala tits, bull penises, and she really loves eating all of them by the looks of things. I don't mean to harp on the art too much, but look at how sloppy and disproportionate everything is here. That saddle is half the size of the fucking bike. Her right foot is inflated. He's eating his own hands, and the artist left the background hill outlines on top of the trees in the foreground.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yep, another interval, and we follow into 3 blind mice with literally nothing interesting to say, and then boom, here's some atmospheric synth.
If all the seas were one sea, What a great sea that would be.
Okay, I don't know this one. It's all about if all the seas, trees, and axes were all together and made the biggest, bestest versions of a sea, tree, and axe, which isn't really a rhyme, but whatever, I'll take it. I don't know it, so that's cool enough. And there's more than one picture here, so at least that's a little bit interesting.
And if all the men were one man, what a great man that would be.
I don't think you thought about that sentence, did you?
Also, if this guy is so great, then why does he decide to cut down the only tree in the world, starving himself of his only oxygen supply? He's a fucking idiot. And if all the men made up this great man, does that mean Alfred the Great joined in as well? Would that make him Alfred the Great? I'm bored, let's move on.
What's our little boys made of?
Well, you see, when a man and a lady love each other very...
And pray tell, what are little boys made of? Frogs and snails and puppy dog tails, and girls are made of sugar, spice and all that's nice. This is just blatantly untrue. I know guys that love makeup and girls that love puppies. What the fuck is your point, nursery rhyme? Yeah, I'm moving on now.
Little Tommy Tucker sings for his supper. What shall we give him? White bread and butter.
I haven't got anything to say about that. Once again, the music was fucking horrifying, but what the hell is going on with that face? Mix it in with the subject matter of a guy locked in a room begging for bread and butter, and all in all, I feel like I'm watching a David Lynch movie.
How will he be married? Without a wife?
I am done here. What's next?
Yankee Doodle, fine, whatever, it's serviceable, but I'm very concerned with this image over here. He sees a young boy riding past on a horse, and the first thing he thinks is,
Yep, time for me to yank my trousers up and get my bulge out.
and so with that, we end up at one of my personal favourite nursery rhymes. This is the house that Jack built, the rhyme where you start from the bottom of the rhyme but keep adding more to it as time goes on and the key keeps going up, like there's a hole in the bottom of the sea, but just a lot better in my opinion. Now to go back again, on the first nursery rhyme VHS I looked at, this is one of the best bits, and it was extremely theatrical and energetic.
That tossed the dog, that worried the cat, that killed the rat, that ate the mole.
But what do we get on this fucking stilly?
Tossed the dog that worried the cat, that killed the rat, that ate the mole, that lay in the house that Jack built.
He sounds as bored as I am right now. Come on, Darren, emote! You're singing a great nursery rhyme. You should be more like me.
This is the farmer sowing his corn, the cat, the cock, the crowed in the morn, that waked the pistol, shed and shorn, the married, the man all tattered and torn, the kissed the maiden, all forlorn, the milk, the cow, the crumpled horn, that tossed the dog, that worried the cat, that killed the rat, that ate the mole, that lay in the house that Jack built.
Yes, another fucking interval later, and we end up at Sing a Song of Sixpence, where nothing really happens, and then we end up on Little Bo Peep. Okay, fucking seriously, who decided to draw Bo Peep as depressed as this? Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep and then got liver failure. On to Hickory Dickory Dock with a mouse that sounds like someone screaming as they enter the depths of hell.
The clock struck 1, the mouse ran down.
And don't forget the utterly pointless twinkle noise when nothing actually happens on screen. And then there's another quick fire rhyme here.
Cock-a-doodle-doo, my dame has lost her shoe. My master's lost his fiddlestick and knows not what to do.
Except her shoe is right there and he's holding his fiddlestick, so what the bloody hell's the problem? Polly put the kettle on. Meh. Followed by patty cake, patty cake. Meh. But at least there's a few interesting details here. Firstly, that the child that wants the cake has been allowed to shit all over the floor, and the baker stepped on the baby's feet because he looks like he's about to murder the poor thing and doesn't want it to escape.
And after that, we have another fucking interval. I mean, I'm not joking. This is how fast the rhymes come and how often the intervals are. It's almost like the people that made this thought that the kids wouldn't be able to withstand the amount of content being pushed in their face, and they had to take a break every 5 minutes, even though it's just a load of fucking pictures. I mean, come on, pick up some speed, you stilly.
Oh great, over the hills and far away. Now, to go back once again to the first VHS, this part of the movie was fucking great. I mean, I hate watching the Morris dancers, but the music is so fucking good and played with so much soul and it's so catchy. Just listen to it here.
Over the hills and a long way off, the wind shall blow my top knot off.
And now I hope you're ready, because here's the Darren Daye interpretation.
Over the hills and a great way off, the wind shall blow my top knot off.
Like, I don't get it. You have a late 80s zero budget thing that tries as hard as it can, yet with more technology at cheaper costs in the 90s, they just do not care here. How much more bored could you sound, Mr. Daye?
He met old Dame Trot with a basket of eggs. He used his pipe and she used her legs.
You used your what and she did what?
He used his pipe and she used her legs.
Ah!
Tom saw a cross fellow was beating an ass.
Oh, I bet he was the little slut.
Next rhyme, here we go.
2 legs sat upon 3 legs, with 1 leg in his lap.
Okay, I get it. I'm following so far.
In comes 4 legs.
Yes! How did that go again?
In comes 4 legs,
That is the best theme I think I've ever heard for a dog entering a room. Stan.
Okay then, what's next? Is this Rockabye Baby?
Rockabye baby.
Oh, you don't need to tell me the rest, I know this one. On the treetop.
Father's a nobleman, mother's a queen.
That's not how it goes!
Betty's a lady.
Who's Betty? And what's she got to do with Rockabye Baby? And who's this Johnny over here?
Johnny's a drummer.
Oh, I didn't expect him to actually be called Johnny. Fair enough. you can move on, Johnny.
As I was going to St. Ives, I met a man with 7 wives. Each wife had 7 sacks. Each sack had 7 cats. Each cat had 7 kits. Kits, cats, sacks and wives. How many were there going to St. Ives?
Oh, I know this one. It's a trick question. There's only one person, him. He's going to St. Ives. The rest of the ladies he walked past, they were just going past him.
But you're 10 seconds late.
No! The answer's 1! 1!
There's a bomb in the trash!
Ah! Oh!
I didn't say Simon Says.
Oh well, fuck you, Nursery Rhymes. I'm done with you for the time being. Seriously though, I actually am done with this for the time being. You see, this might be a little bit shorter than the other Nursery Rhyme collection I talked about, but I had more to rip into here than I ever expected, so this video went on much longer than I anticipated, and it's going to have to be a 2-parter. So tune in 2 weeks' time on Sunday, and it's not going to be done next week because I'm going to be in Canada at a con, so I hope to see a few of you guys there and say hello. And that is when we shall carry this on to finish it. We're only halfway through this masterpiece after all, so we're gonna just have to see where it goes from here. So until then, if it's your birthday today while watching this video, happy frickin' birthday to you. Please remember to stay beautiful, and I hope I can tell a few of you that you're beautiful at the con. For arriving at the con. And being at the con.
Thank you so much for watching this video, everybody, and special thanks to all the names on screen today that have helped support this channel via Patreon. I can't apologise enough, guys, for not having part 2 done by next week, but like I said, it just won't be possible. I'll be leaving the house on Wednesday, catching the flights on Thursday, not going to be back until like Tuesday or something, so yeah, it's just not going to happen. I'm really sorry, but I'm going to be working on it as soon as I get back, so please do stay tuned, and I hope you enjoyed this part for what it was. And special thanks to the top tier supporters, Omar2, Basil, Patrick Ferguson, Andy Ellis, Robert Alamshire, I Have a Portal Gun, Gamerman, Exopaz, Kyle Way, Thomas Olsen, Mills Kahai, Alicia Knightley, Super Spyro Fan 2010, Daniel Leon, Jane Ives, Carsten, Mitchell Reed, Tiago Pereira, A.D. Thornton Smith, Oblivion Rising, Noxious, Ellen Rilpley, Kirsten B, QB, Nathan Young, and Nicole Ganara. Thank you so much, every single one of you.